All right, guys, welcome. It is Monday, January 20th. It is our Team Liberate team call. We have an amazing guest speaker. But before we get started with her, I just want to run through some quick recognition and go over just a couple of things that I don't want you to forget. So I just put this up before the Emerald call. Today was such a busy day. So if you haven't had a chance to look at it, go take a peek. But our coach of the week is Joanna. Joanna is one of Kelsey's coaches, and Joanna is just crushing it. I think Kelsey said she's a mom of 4, which is just amazing, and she's just being so efficient and consistent, finding those pockets of time and using them as effectively as she can, not getting caught up in, all the other things that can distract us. She's being super coachable and doing all of the things, and we're so proud of you, Joanna, so keep it up. And over on the left here, if this board is new to you, this is our Success Club board, or our Life Changers board, as we like to call it. For every life that you change, it's usually 2 Success Club points. So if you have help somebody get onto Shakeology Home Direct, that's 2 Success Club points. And if you sell a challenge pack and you change a life that way, that is 2 Success Club points. So Kelsey and I have 10. That means we've helped 5 people. Erin has 9. Erin, do you know how you got 9 so far?
No, I have no idea.
A blue moon, there's like a
I'm
1 or 3.
I'm still trying to figure it out. So annoying.
Do you know how you got there, Erin? I don't know how to unmute you.
No, I have no idea. Can you hear me?
Oh, does your speaker not work?
Can you hear me now?
No, I can't hear you.
You can hear me now?
I can hear her.
I can hear her.
Yay! Okay,
No.
good. I was like, oh my God, I was talking to myself. I have no idea. I have no idea how I got it.
Erin has no idea.
Do you think we can hear you? Because we can't hear you still.
No, we can
I
hear
love
you.
You
I
can
can
fill us
hear
in
her.
later.
Maybe she can't hear us.
I don't think you can
Put
hear
it in
us.
the chat. Anyway, so Erin has 9, so either way, she's kicking butt and helping a lot of people, which is what matters the most. And then on the right, we have the people who haven't quite yet hit Success Club. I can see what she said. I don't think you hear it. Wait, I can't hear you?
No.
Why can't I hear you? Could you guys hear me on the Emerald? Wait, I guess nobody talked on the Emerald call.
Is your volume turned down?
I can hear you now. Wait, Erin, can I hear you?
Can you?
I can.
I'm like, oh my God, everyone else says they can. Welcome to the call, Brooke.
Oh my God, it's been such a long day. Okay, can you tell us do you know how you're at 9?
Nope, everyone else knows that I don't know.
I'd be curious to find out. So that means you
I gotta figure it out. I'm gonna dig a little deeper and figure out how I got it.
Anyway, so then this is so fun. Okay. So on the right are the people who have almost gotten to okay, so now hold on, who's here? Oops. There we go. So on the right is the people who are almost at Success Club, having helped 1 or 2 people. So they need to help 1 or 2 more people by the end of January to hit Success Club. We have Jennifer, Maureen, Mel, Liz, and Emily are all at 4. And Maciel, Nicole, my husband, and Danielle are all at 2. So plenty of time left in the month to keep changing some lives. And just quickly before we start, I wanted to just remind you that Team Cup is in February. I know Christina and Kelsey have been working really hard to put together groups for our Team Cup. So if you've expressed interest of wanting to be on a Team Cup team, we have you. Don't think we forgot about you. We are working on it, and we should get that out to you as soon as possible. Also, summit tickets are on sale through the end of January for $165, which I think is like $130 something savings, which is incredible. It's the most, we had our whole call on it last week or the week before was about like Summit and Team Cup. And so if you haven't listened to that call, That's a really good one to listen to. It kind of just breaks everything down and hopefully will answer your questions. But everybody should be planning on going to Summit. If you were on the Emerald Call, we were talking about the vision and the mindset. If you have the vision that you're here in a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, you've got to get your butt to Summit. It is a total game changer. And don't forget, if you end up buying a ticket, you want to put down your coach as your person who referred you, because then if somebody's name gets put down as a referral, like last year we got like a bonus workout. They usually do like something bonus if you are the one to refer somebody to get their Summit ticket in the month of January. Does that make sense? Sorry, don't mind me. I'm just shutting over here. Okay, so I'm going to stop my share. And is Dylan here? There she is. Yay! Okay, so Dylan, thank you so much for being patient. I know I, first of all, ran late, and then I clearly don't know how to use technology. I don't know if you were here for that, but I couldn't hear anybody, and it was my fault. Anyway, I wanted to introduce to you guys Dylan. Dylan and I connected in the Boss Babes group, and we wanted to swap team calls, and so we're lucky enough to have her here with us tonight. She's going to be dropping so much knowledge about vision and mindset and your why, because you can truly never get enough training and insight on that. It's so important. Dylan and I realized that we have a lot in common. So she's from Florida. She has kids who are 11 months apart. They're 1 and 2. So she's clearly a busy mom. She taught for 6 years, just like I did, and she retired this past May. And she's only been coaching for 3.5 years and is already 220 elite coach, 2019 premier coach. She's a 5-star in her first business center and a 2-star in her second business center. So when you become at least a 2-star, Beachbody allows you to basically open another business under your name. They allow you to like clone yourself almost. And so you have your business center, and then most of us have our controlled business center, and then you can sign up your second business center under your controlled business center. So that's what she's talking about when she refers to her second business center. So she has her first, like we all have, and then she has a second business center that she was able to open. And then in that account, she has had 2 people become diamond or above. So that's really, really impressive. And I know I'm really excited to hear about everything you have to say. So I'm going to give it over to you, Dylan. Thank you so much for being here.
Oh, of course. Okay, so former teacher, I have to have some kind of presentation to like keep my brain on track, or else I'll keep you guys here till like midnight. So
Don't blame you.
You're welcome that I have this. Okay, so what I'm going to talk to you guys about tonight is just crafting your vision, and really once you've honed in on that, then staying consistent, finding your non-negotiables within your business and your everyday life, and then helping you accomplish your goals. So we're only like halfway, a little over halfway through the very first month of the year. So this is an awesome time to really I know we do January 1st, like New Year's resolutions and all that stuff, but I think this is a really good time to check back in on those. And my goal is hopefully to help you guys set even bigger goals than you set for yourself originally. And then I've got down here, like, even when life is crazy. Okay, so my story, we're going to start with the highlight reel. I am a mom of 2. I've been doing this for almost 3.5 years. I'm a former teacher, like she said, 6 years in the classroom. So 3 years in my business, I was teaching and still doing this and having babies and all the things. Married to a PE teacher, coaching full-time now. Like she said, all that good stuff. Okay, so those are awesome, and I love shouting those out and tooting my own horn. But this is the stuff that I really like to talk about, and this is what I think is extra important to really reflect on and really share about, is the other things that were going on behind the scenes. So all of those things are awesome, and those are such positives and such blessings in my life. But also, while all of this stuff was going on, my husband and I were going through fertility treatments to get pregnant. We were told we had a less than 3% chance of getting pregnant. And that was actually, I was just like in a dark whole just spinning on all that. And 2 teacher salaries, like I don't know any other teachers who make no money at all, especially a PE coach. And so like thinking about doing fertility treatments and all of that was just awful. We were already in credit card debt. Like we would get to the last week of the month and be like, well, groceries are going on the credit card again because we don't have any money left. Once I got pregnant, both rounds of pregnancy were high risk. I was put on bed rest both times. I had 2 C-sections, 11 months apart. I was also teaching full time. Like I said, tight on money. My mom was diagnosed with breast cancer and went through chemo and radiation. She is cancer free now. But all of that stuff was also going on behind the scenes. And I share this because I think a lot of times, and I've seen it with my own girls, where I feel like we have these things happen and that's life. So like we have life happen to us and we use that as an excuse to stop, or we use that as our excuse to take a step back. Like, I just can't do this right now. Like my mom's going through chemo, or I can't do this right now. My schedule is really full with teaching right now. Like, we use some of these things as our excuse and build up a wall and just make that like the reason for it. But my challenge for you guys, and then for any girls that join you that you run into this again, is instead of using that as an excuse, use that as your reason. Like, this business is something that you can control. This business is something that you can pour positivity and pour all of your energy into, that's going to be a constant. Like, this will be there for you. Your workouts will be there for you. Your team will be there for you. All of these things are here. So I really do challenge you guys, as you go into the whole rest of the year, to think like, when life happens to you, how you can use that and still control your business and still move forward in your business, because life is going to happen. So I just kind of want to start out with that. Okay, so vision. You have to have a vision and know where you're going in order to move forward. So what I would love, again, teacher, what I would love is for you guys, I'm going to pull up the chat box. I would love to hear from you guys in the chat. Oh, don't look, preview. Okay. In the chat, I would love to hear your answer to these questions. So where do you see yourself by summit? So you can just do like 1, 2, 3. Where do you see yourself by summit? Where do you see yourself at the end of the year? And where do you see yourself in 5 years? And I know that 5-year one is usually like the hardest of all, because you're like, I don't know, 5 years from now. But you can just like number them. So I'd love to hear those from you guys. All right, 2-star by summit, elite by the end of the year, 5 years legacy club, homeowner, and babies. Yes, love it. Back to diamond. Diamond coach, hitting success club every month. Awesome. 5-star, 6-star elite. Awesome. 2 to 3-star diamond. 1-star, 3-star, and then elite. Awesome. Okay, so keep them coming. All right, so here's a little challenge for you. What if I told you right now that you should be an elite coach this year? Or I said you should be a 10-star this year. How does that make you feel? Like, does that make you sweat? Does that make limiting beliefs and excuses immediately pop up for you? And that's something that I also want you guys to be reflecting on. So when I tell you those 2 things, you should be an elite coach this year, you should be a 10-star this year. When I tell you that, I want you guys to think and even like write down somewhere what excuse immediately pops up. Because I think that's something that's so common, especially with like the comparison game. We look at somebody who's a top 10 coach and we're like, yeah, but I couldn't do that because this, this, and this. When I say you should be an elite coach this year, immediately your brain's like, yeah, but I can't do that because of this and this and this. So I want you guys to really hone in on that as well, because that's your story. That's the story that you are telling yourself that's going to stop you from reaching even further than what you just told me. You could do more than what you guys just said on there. It just depends on the goal that you set for yourself and what you set forth to do. That intention that you put into every single day, that intention that you put into every month, every week, the whole entire year, that's what decides where you're going to be at Summit or at the end of the year or 5 years from now. So with that being said, I challenge you guys, you don't have to type them in there right now, but I challenge you guys to set an even bigger vision for yourselves. If you said like Diamond by Summit, I honestly challenge you to bump that up, like Diamond by March, Diamond by the whatever qualification date for the first quarter, February 19th. So really bump that up because you 100% can do that. One of my coaches was one of my diamonds last January. She had just gone diamond, held for 6 weeks, and she ended this year 5-star elite. So little things like that, like she just made the decision. We went on a retreat in last January, and together I was like, well, I want to be elite. And she was like, okay, I want to be elite. And the whole entire year we're like, well, we're elite coaches. Like, I am an elite coach. I'm a 5-star elite coach. And the whole entire year we went into it with that mindset. And guess what happened? We both ended the year as 5-star elite coaches. So really challenging yourself and setting a bigger vision than what you think you can do. And you guys, what's the worst case scenario? You set a gigantic vision and you fall short and you're still further along than you would have been with your smaller vision. So really think big with it. Okay. My next thing is something that I hear from my girls all the time when I talk to them about their vision, is saying stuff like, well, I want to be 1-star by Summit, or I'm going to try to be diamond by the end of this internship. Like, I'm really going to try. And guess what? Any of those people that say, I want to, or I'm going to try to, there's a 99.9% chance they're not going to do it. And it's because of those limiting beliefs. Because if you say, I want to, or I'm going to try, that means that there's some part of you that doesn't believe it's going to happen. There's some part of you that's still limiting yourself and saying like, well, it would be nice if it happened, but, and that word but is popping back in. You're telling yourself that story again of why it might not happen. So instead, I challenge you guys, any time that you talk about your vision or your goals, to say, I will, like a definitive statement. I will be a 5-star elite coach. I am going to be a top 10 coach. I am going to be whatever bigger goal you can set for yourself. And the more you phrase it that way, the more that it's training your brain to look for ways to make that thing happen. So now some little tangible things as far as having those affirmations, instead of saying every day like, okay, well, I want to be diamond, so I'm going to get up and like try to do the things. Instead, every single morning waking up and saying, I am a diamond coach. I am a 5-star diamond. I am a 2-star diamond. I am a successful leader. I am any of those affirmations you could say to yourself, and I challenge you to say them every single morning. My daughter, I have her say her little affirmations in her mirror. She's obsessed with looking in the mirror anyways. But I have her say her affirmations every single morning, and anytime that she's in a bad mood, I'm like, okay, let's go do our affirmations. Or like she's being fussy, I'm like, we gotta go do our affirmations now. And she goes, and every single time it's like magic. Like it totally lifts her mood. She's like 10 times more pleasant, a little less sassy. So that's something as adults that we can do too. I don't know if you guys, I mean, I think everyone knows who Rachel Hollis is, but I don't know if you guys have ever used her Start Today journal. It's got a spot where it's like 10 I am statements. But even having in your notebook, like where I send all my invites and do all my tracking and follow-ups, is just like a regular notebook. And at the top, I always write out my affirmations. Like first thing when I get up in the morning, like I have everything set at my desk. Like I have my prayer journal, my devotional. I have my notebook on a brand new page with the date written on it. And after I do my devotional and prayer journal, the next thing that I do is at the top of my notebook is I say, I am this, I am this. And then being able to go into the rest of my day and the rest of the work that I'm doing that morning, I feel so much more powerful and intentional because I've made those statements clear before the rest of that happens. If you guys don't have a vision board, go make a vision board. You can get like a super cheap cork board or something. I think I see, Brooke, is that a vision board behind you? Or is it just art displayed? art. Well, I
Yeah,
have.
no, it's my 3-year-old's art. Yeah.
Oh, well, your 3-year-old's vision board. Love it. I have one that's like right in front of me, and I actually separated mine. I had all my girls have a big vision for the year, but then separate it into smaller pieces. So like end of first quarter, by summit, end of year, all of that. And even being able to look at that and get as specific as possible about what you want will really, like, it sounds so hokey, but it really does help actually make things happen. And then just reflecting, I try to do it like every week, usually like on Sundays. I ask the girls on my team, did you treat this business like a 6-figure business? Or if you were your own boss, you are your own boss, but like if you were coming in like as an outsider's perspective and you were looking at the work that you just put in this past week, would you still have a job? Would you still be paying yourself? Would you pay yourself the salary that you'd like to make with this business? And if the answer is yes, awesome. Keep going. Like, keep it up. If the answer is no, which a lot of the times girls are like, oh my gosh, no, I pressed the snooze too many times this week. I was picking Netflix over getting my invites done, or like whatever. And you guys, with that said, I'll talk about scheduling, but you guys can still watch TV and still watch Netflix and still unplug and enjoy your life. But my challenge for you is to really just set business hours for yourself and get intentional with them. Because if you want those things to happen, you just have to be super intentional with your time every single day. Okay. So just a little like hands-on, I'm all about the reflections, hands-on reflection for you guys. I've got 3 pictures here. And as we know, Success Club is one of those things that's going to move your business forward every single month and just making that a consistent for you. So as far as Success Club or onboarding to your team or sharing or your workouts or whatever that thing is right now that you feel like is more of a struggle for you, how would you relate to this? Do you feel like when you look at your business or the activities you're doing, if I were to like assess all of it from like a boss's standpoint coming in, would you feel this way? Would you feel this way? Like, okay, phew, I got it done. Like, I think I'm good to go. Or would you be like, I was ahead of the game. I rocked it. I need a raise. Someone promote me. And so in the chat, tell me which one of those you most relate to. 1, 2, or 3. Two, 1, 2, 2, 2. So really think to yourself, if you're not at this 3 level, what can you do to really, like, instead of just like, phew, I hit 6, or phew, I hit 10, like whatever your goal was, like really set a bigger goal for yourself. Like, instead of just being, I mean, 2 is amazing and that's good because you're still like getting stuff done, but could you be at this level? Could you be surpassing what you've been doing in the past? Like, could the rest of your year you look back and be like, I just remember January 20th, I all of a sudden just made a switch in my mind and decided that I was going to like go all in and treat this like a business, and huge things happen the rest of the year. Just like really getting intentional with the things you're doing and going above and beyond. Like, I'm an Enneagram 7, so I love like making a game of things or a challenge or something like that. So for me, it's like every single month I want to beat my month before. Like every single month I want to grow my team even more. I want to help even more people. Like, I challenge myself every single month to do that. So I do challenge you guys to go set bigger goals for yourself, whether it's Success Club or doing a program that you're scared you might not be able to complete, or onboarding a specific number of coaches that you're like, but I don't even think I could get that many people to join me. No, we'll set a bigger goal for yourself. And again, worst case scenario, you get close to it. And then just make sure, are you showing up daily? Are you finishing a program? Are you showing up even when life around you is hard? And then as far as action steps, so really reflecting on where you are now. So if you want to be 2-star by summit, okay, so where am I right now? What do I need to accomplish to get there? Do I need to hit 1-star? So how do I hit 1-star? I need 2 more emeralds under my husband's account, or whatever that thing is. So really setting action steps for yourself so you're clear every single day what needs to happen to get you to that point, instead of just being like, well, I want to be 2-star, but we'll see if anyone signs up. Instead, like, have clear action steps. If you're like a pen and paper person, awesome. Like, draw yourself a picture and check those things off each day as you get them done, or like have some kind of goal posted and check it off as you accomplish those things and get closer. If you're more of like a computer person, have a graphic laid out. I know there's a million different like rank graphics out there where you can fill in everybody's names and do all of that, but really know where you're going and what it's going to take to get you there. And then really hone in on those daily activities. So do I need to be inviting more? Do I need to be sharing about the opportunity more? Do I talk about coaching? Do I talk about my business? So thinking about those things and just getting consistent and intentional with them. And then really getting intentional with your time. I was really bad about saying I was working. Like I've been doing this almost 3.5 years, and I can safely say like the first year I didn't even have kids, so I'm not really sure what I was doing with my time. But the first year I was like, would say I'm working, but really I was like scrolling through Instagram. Like I could have told you what any of the top coaches were doing, like what their pets' names were, what their animals' names were. I would watch, which I still love The Office, and I will still watch it sometimes if I've gotten my like hardcore activity, like income producing activities done. But like I would like watch The Office and be watching, and then just like maybe reach out to 2 people, connect with just like a couple. And I really wasn't using my time wisely. And so it was back in December that I really, and I did hit Premiere 29 for, it was the 2018 year. So 2019 Premiere. But really December of 2018, after I'd had my son, was when I was like, oh my gosh, I don't want to go back to work. Like I want to stay home full time. And there was just, and that's why I talked about like that mindset switch, because literally you guys, it was a switch all of a sudden where I was like, I'm not going back to work. Like I'm going to be doing this full time. I'm not going back after May. So it was, I knew right then, like I set that for myself. I'm like, what's it going to take? Where does my income need to be? In order for my income to be there, what does my Success Club need to look like? What does my team need to look like? And I really just got clear with that vision for myself. And I got super intentional. And I got up every single morning at 4 a.m. And before I went to school that day, I got up at 4. I had my list of things, and I'm going to show you guys one, and I'll share it with Brooke if you guys want it. But I had 5 things every single morning that were my non-negotiables. Like I had to do those 5 things, and then I could press play my workout. But if I didn't get to my workout, I was like, it's okay. I know I'll never skip my workout. My workout's something I'm always going to get done. So if it doesn't happen in the morning, it's not ideal because I do like to sweat it out in the morning. But if it doesn't happen, I know I'm not going to skip it. Whereas maybe my invites for that day, I might skip. If it comes to the afternoon, I'm like, oh, I'm just tired. I had a really rough day. I'm just not feeling it. So really get intentional with your time. And it doesn't, I mean, for me, I'm home full time, and I still get up at like 4:30 every morning. So I get to sleep in a little, but I still get up at 4:30 every morning, because then the rest of my day, I'm able to be intentional with my time with my kids. So once they wake up, my phone goes away. Like I'll maybe record a couple stories of them, but I'm not inviting, I'm not messaging, I'm not doing any of that stuff because I'm intentional with them. We have a unplug rule. So at night, my husband and I, like it'll get to a certain point, like maybe I know there's a couple messages I need to get to. I'm like 20 minutes. Like I just need 20 minutes. When 20-minute timer goes off, my phone goes in the other room and it's plugged in. So really just finding that intention with your time, and just knowing like you do need to unplug, you do need to be present with the people around you, but you also need to be intentional with your business if you want it to be a business. So this is just a little graphic I have, and I have it printed. It's really nothing fancy at all. But I have it printed, and it's hanging in my office, and it's the 5 things that I do every single morning. And so that's something I do challenge you guys to have, because I think sometimes too, if we're getting up early, it's really easy for us to be like, oh, I'm so tired, and like click on Amazon or like click on our emails, and all of a sudden we're like in nowhere land, like fantasizing about a vacation that we just got a discount on, and we're like, oh my God, it's already 6 o'clock, I gotta go. So really getting intentional and like, okay, I plug in. Like I won't answer any of my messages. I won't, it's so tempting to open your messages and answer them right away, but set this list for yourself and just get intentional. Like, check the things off. No, first, I need to check in with my challengers. Next, I need to send X amount of invites. Then I can clear my inbox. Then, like, really, really step by step. And then my girls all have this too, and I have them all post it so I can see it. But I just love this quote: "You're not in control of what life throws at you, but you are in control of the fight." So you're not in control of if your kids are throwing up that night, or if you are tired that morning, or if everyone's saying no to you, or if your technology is not working right. Like, you're not in control of those things, but how can you control the controllable around you? And especially, like I talked about in the beginning, like when life is getting hard, how can you control the controllable things around you to keep a positive going? So control the controllable, let go of the rest. That's like one of my favorite mantras all the time. Like all the time my kids are like screaming, I'm like, I can't control how you're reacting, but I can control how I'm reacting. Like, I'll be calm, deep breaths, like all the different things they teach in early childhood education. Okay, so then this is my next challenge for you guys, because it's beautiful, and I know everybody, ideally, those 5 things that we've got for ourselves each morning are like our non-negotiables, like I'm going to get these done. But let's say you're going strong, and then Friday morning your alarm doesn't go off, and you're like, well, crap, I guess it's just a wash. Like, I'm just not going to do any of my things today because my alarm didn't go off, and now I don't feel good, and now like I'm running late, and all these things are happening. And so you instead decide that your business or your health or your workout or whatever that thing is all of a sudden just not going to happen because your alarm didn't go off, you're running late, like all these things are going wrong. So instead, what I have my girls do is create a survival list. And your survival list is a smaller, condensed list of that daily 5. So maybe, let's say that you're like, maybe you know that on a survivalist day, you're still going to get your workout done. You're still going to show up in your stories. Like, maybe you don't post that day, and you guys, you don't have to post on Instagram every single day, and it will be fine, but do show up on your stories. So like, maybe those are 2 things. Like, I know I'm still going to show up my stories. I'm still going to get my workout done. Maybe I'll clear my inbox still, and I'll check in with my challengers. Like, maybe that's my survival list for that day. Maybe I don't get my big, like, awesome list that I need to get done, but I still got something done. I didn't just skip a workout. I didn't just not show up for anything, because I think that's where, as coaches, we are such a good example to other people, because there are so many other people out there that's alarm didn't go off, or that it's having a really rough day, like, that are looking to you to motivate them and be their example. So even showing up honestly on your stories and be like, you guys, this morning did not go how I wanted it to. My alarm didn't go off. I'm not feeling great. I'm running late for work, so I didn't have my like morning me time, but I'm still going to get my workout done this afternoon. You guys can hold me accountable for it, and like really include other people in that with you, because there's someone else out there that's like, okay, no, wait. So Nicole didn't get her workout in this morning, and she had a rough morning, but so did I. So there's no reason I can't also get mine done this afternoon. So really like bring that in, because other people are looking for someone to show them what to do in hard times or when things aren't going their way. And one of my favorite quotes ever about coaching that I heard on a call forever ago was that you just have to make it like brushing your teeth. So if I'm running late, I'm still going to brush my teeth. If my alarm doesn't go off and I'm running late, I'm still gonna brush my teeth. If my kids are throwing up, I'm still gonna brush my teeth. If I have a fever, I'm still gonna brush my teeth. So this business needs to be the same way. Like, you're still gonna show up for something. Like, use that survival list. And I understand if you're like really super, super ill, I understand that. But think about those other times, like really reflect, like, can I really not show up today? Or do I just really not feel like showing up today? So reflect on that too each day. Okay, and then my homework for you guys is to really just walk away from this call with a renewed sense of purpose, an even bigger goal for yourself than what you said at the beginning, and then drive, like really move forward, and actually do it. So actually get those things done every morning. Actually get up at the time you say you're going to get up. And that's what sets successful people apart, is actually taking the action steps that it takes. Like, everybody knows, like, yeah, if I got up at 4 a.m., I easily could get all this stuff done and be super successful. But there's only a few people that actually do that and actually move forward. So I challenge every single person on this call to be one of those successful people that actually does it and actually shows up and actually does the things every single day. So that's my whole spiel. I know she was saying questions. So if you guys have any questions, I'm happy to answer. And yes, I'll share that. I'll send it to Brooke.
Well, that was incredible.
Good.
Now that the screen's not shared and I can see you behind me, yeah, that's definitely my 3-year-old's drawing. Like, Mama, you can put it up in your office.
Oh, it's cute.
Thank you so much. I took a bunch of notes. It's a good reminder, you know, because I am definitely one to get sucked into like, oh, I'm just like, it's just on in the background while I'm doing like mindless stuff. And some of it might be, but I'm definitely not in a place where I'm like, no, I'm going to keep the TV off until I do X, Y, and Z. And then, you know, so it's a good reminder that I could 100% be using my time more effectively. Do you guys have any questions?
How do you run Coach Sneak Peeks? So I've done a few different things, and I try to just rotate through so it's not the exact same thing every single month. So I actually have an Instagram sneak peek page that's open all the time. So when I'm talking to someone about joining in, I just have that linked in there. And I just keep all my stuff like in my notes. So if someone says, yes, they're interested in coaching, I'm like, copy paste. Yes. So basically what I do is like, and I go through all of it. If you want to know more, you can follow this page. Do you have any questions? Like that whole thing. And that makes it really easy because people can go just follow that Instagram sneak peek page and read through some of the captions, see some pictures from retreats and summit and all that different kind of stuff and find out more that way. I also have just done like regular Facebook sneak peeks where we do 3 different days where it's like one day I have myself and a bunch of my girls go through their story and why they joined in. The next day maybe is like frequently asked questions like, how do you make money? How do you share on social media? How much time does it take? All that different kind of stuff. And then I'll usually on the 3rd day do like a live Q&A. So all day is like ask any questions that you want. And then I come in live with some of my girls that night and answer the questions. And then the last way that we actually just started last year, like rotating through, is doing like a coach apprenticeship. So it's like almost like a try before you buy type thing where I do it in the Challenge Tracker app. I don't know if you guys use the app. I know some people do Facebook for their accountability groups, but I love the app because it's super easy for me. But I will put them into the app and I just run it for 5 days, and each day I already like pre-recorded the video, so each day it talks about a different aspect of coaching and like really lays out how simple it is. So it's like, today get a workout done and share about it on your stories. Like it doesn't matter if it's a beach body workout, like go for a walk, go for a run, and just share about it on your stories and tell people you got it done. And then day 2 is to do that again, but then also maybe ask a couple friends if they want to do that thing with you. So it just kind of goes through like 5 days of like really showing them, like on day 5, I'm like, cool. So you realize this whole entire week you were doing what I do as a coach. You just didn't get paid for it. Like that's how simple it is. And I think some people get so scared, especially with the word coach attached to it. Like I really try to simplify it and show them it really isn't as scary as you're making it sound. Like I think a lot of times, like I remember when I signed up, I literally 5 minutes later was like, I'm canceling. This is it. Like my anxiety was like up to here. I was like, I shouldn't have done this. Like cancel. It's all done. I'm not doing it. And I mean, thank God I didn't. But I think that sometimes we build up things so much, especially if it seems like a big decision or really seems like something that is going to change our lives. Our body's immediate reaction is like, don't do it. Like fight or flight. We just immediately want to run away from it. So really just making it as simple as possible. And I think just being as honest as possible with people. And I think for you guys, like building a business, one thing that I can say is like, if you want to attract I think I saw someone say something about business builders, but if you want to attract business builders, then you have to talk about the business. Like I noticed when I talk a ton about the workouts, what do people want to join? They want to do the workouts with me. If I talk a ton about the business side of things, then I have more people wanting to do the coaching. And so even making it simple, like I get very honest on my stories. I'm like, okay, well, I'm up this morning, I'm drinking my Energize, and I'm about to invite 10 of you to join in with me. Like, are you going to be getting a message today? Like, I'm very open and honest about that because I want people to know coming in. I don't want it to be like, wait, I need to reach out to people. Like, I need to do this. So being as open and honest about that and really showing people what you're doing. So instead of just being like, all right, I'm up at 5 a.m., time to work, show people what you're doing. So, and I'm not saying every single day, like do a play-by-play of what you're doing, but even like one day a week being like, hey guys, it's Tuesday, time to show you. I was trying to think of like some kind of alliteration, I don't know, but like making it a thing, like here I am showing up for Tuesday, I'll show you what my morning's looking like today, and really going step by step, because I think that's, people can picture themselves in your shoes and you just want them to be able to see like everything that it's going to take. That was like way roundabout. So hopefully that answered a question about sneak peeks. So
I have a quick question. No, thank you for everything. It was so great. Once you do get challengers or coaches, how do you simplify the onboarding process? Because I feel like sometimes coaches are just everything, they get all this information thrown at them. So how do you simplify that?
So I actually just revamped all of my stuff last year, and it did work really well. I had them actually go through a 14-day, so like a 2-week new coach mentorship that was in the Challenge Tracker app. So for 2 weeks, they had to log their workout every day, log their shake every day, and then I had a training video that they checked in under. And then I also, the second week, added on, and they had to check in with their tracker. Like showing me the work things that they got done. And that's really easy now with the Business Activity Tracker app. I don't know if you guys have that, but that makes it super simple, because I was like, by the end of the year, I'm like, screenshot your tracker and post it in the comments below. So it was just kind of holding them accountable. But for me, again, Enneagram 7, by November, I was like, I can't do another group, and I would run 2 a month. So like every 2 weeks I was like, okay, I'm opening up another mentorship. Here's how many spots I'm opening. If you want in, tell me now. If not, the spots are going to fill up and maybe you can join in the next one. But even something like that, like making it predictable for other people that are following you. But now I've changed it so that when somebody signs up, they get their first email that has a video from me that just goes through the 3 different types of coaches. So then they email me back and tell me which type of coach they want to be. And then hobby coach, usually a hobby coach is someone who wants to do the business but just has a lot of limiting beliefs or fears about it. So hobby coaches and business builders get the same exact email back, and it just has like a self-paced, just a Google form that has like 5 videos, like social media, goes through 5 like simple steps. What is Success Club? Like, you're going to hear about this on our team call on Thursday. So it goes through 5 simple things. And after they go through that Google form and watch the 5 videos, then they text me and say, okay, I'm all done. And then I get on a one-on-one call with them. If I have a lot of girls, which that's usually how it is, like if I have a lot all at once that are doing it together, then I'll just on like a Wednesday night be like, okay, time for Wednesday night new coach call, and they all get on at the same time and we go through all of it together. And then after that, they're all in a Facebook message thread together, and they go, now I have them going through the training that's in the back office. So I had a Thinkific training, and that was I was like plugging into the Challenge Tracker app. But I do like the one in the back office because it's super easy for people to get to, and it also like has them logging into their back office. Because I've had girls before that are like, I never check my back office. I'm like, I check my back office every single day, if not like 3 times a day. So really like having them go log into their back office every single day and go through that training, especially because then it goes through a lot more stuff. And then we'll do like a race to Emerald. Like this week, Monday through Wednesday, we're doing a race to Emerald right now. So just little things like that. Does that answer your question? And I did like the Challenge Tracker app group. So if you haven't done that, that was a really cool way to do the new coach mentorship, because it was just like first 2 weeks of the month and then 2 weeks later. And then if it was a 5-week month, then that last week we did a sneak peek that week. And then anybody that was in the sneak peek, we were like, awesome, you get to fill these spots first before anybody else, or something like that. So it just kind of made it like an easy, like every single month I knew exactly what my action plan was for the month.
Right.
Any other questions?
Sorry, I'm getting sick, I think. What tip do you have for a new coach who says they're afraid to invite? I just would love to hear like how you word it to them.
Yeah, I related a lot of times like to Backstreet Boys is usually my relation, but I'm like, okay, so what if right now I gave you tickets to go see the Backstreet Boys, which is not even cool to people anymore, but I gave you tickets to go see the Backstreet Boys, and I told you that you could invite 3 friends to come with you. Like, who would you reach out to invite to come with you? And they're like, easy, I'd invite this person, this person, this person. I'm like, cool. So what if I told you right now that I have the opportunity for you to change your entire life and be the healthiest you've ever been and join in a really fun accountability group with all these other women that are awesome? Who are 3 people that you can invite? And they're like, oh, well. I'm like, so what's any different? Like, what's the difference between really loving this shirt that you just bought on Amazon and really loving this workout program that you just did? So I think simplifying it, and the biggest thing I think for a lot of people is fear of hearing no, fear of rejection, fear of being made fun of, fear of like any kind of judgment. So I also really have them pour into personal development and really build that up too. So I'm like, okay, and what personal development book are you reading or listening to? And having them really focus on that too. I think just like really like take the pressure off of yourself. Like, you are going to hear no. Like, you're going to hear it, and you're going to hear it a million times, and that's okay, because it just means those people aren't ready to do it yet, and you just have to keep showing up and show them that you're going to still be there later.
I love that. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love that association of like how it's not anything different than buying something really cool on Amazon or going.
Yeah, like why just because you're going to make some commission from it does it all of a sudden become like
this like stigma?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I think that's it. Do you guys have any last questions? If we have any, I'll, if that's okay with you, Dylan, I'll shoot them over to you. But, and if was there something you were going to send me?
Yeah, I'll send you that daily 5.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, that'd be awesome. All right. Well, let's take a quick picture and then, here, first take a picture. All right, is everybody looking? 1, 2, 3. Okay. All right. Well, thank you guys for being here. Thank you, Dylan, for taking the time and sharing with us. I appreciate it so much. And I'll get the recording up as soon as possible. Okay.
All right. Good luck, guys.
All right, bye, guys.